Hey, what's going on, everybody? EE here. I'm actually outside right now. It's a little bit windy, but you know, I tend to go on these walks all the time, so I figure why not grab the GoPro and make a little bit of a video here for you, just kind of addressing things. I actually went live on Twitch on Wednesday. The thing about that was I did stay live and answer questions for like 45 minutes to an hour, but when I got it edited and kind of cut, I was like, you know what, this is a little muffled and jumbled because it's kind of jumping all over the place because you don't have the questions on the screen, right? So I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and just make a centralized place for your comments and stuff like that. Just kind of make it a little bit easier for you. Won't be too many transitions in this one. I'm actually gonna hang out in this dugout. It's that sports park that I like to go to. So yeah, let's have a conversation real quick. Let me just set up right quick. All right, so first and foremost, 100% want to send an apology to OTK, to Ms., S-Fan, and Emily, all people involved, you know, just in general. I made a really poor decision in deciding to cheat. I did cheat multiple times. It's 100% on me. It's not cool. Basically what happened in like my mind, you know, after talking to some people, after being able to actually get on the show, it was like, yo, you know, this is a big deal if you actually win, you know what I'm saying? And because like I kind of started thinking that way, I started looking like more so at the end result rather than the big picture. And the big picture was the show's about having fun. Like we had obviously like we still had a good time, you know, in certain areas and aspects, of course, but the big picture really came down to it's about the integrity of the show. It's about having, you know, like legitimately just friendly fun. And I ruined that, you know what I'm saying? I ruined that. I took advantage of the fact that I was allowed to actually be on the show, and I'm not proud of that in any means. You know, after I won, what happened was I think I ended my stream like 20 to 25 minutes like afterwards. I wasn't feeling really good about that, you know what I'm saying? Like the celebration was fake. There was nothing, you know, authentic. It was just me kind of thinking like the whole time, all right, I'm gonna have to like get this cleared up. Like, you know, I cheated. I think people are gonna be, you know, aware that I cheated, and you know, this has to be sorted. So I'm like real nervous in this, you know, in this situation, to be quite frank with you. So if you fast forward like maybe like 4 or 5 hours later, Tips actually hits me up, get into a call with him, S-Fan, and Ms. Tips is like, yo, do you have anything you kind of like want to tell me and let me know? And I was like, you know, I think I tried to clarify like 1, maybe 2 things, because I know why I'm in the call, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of like waiting for you to just say it, you know what I mean? Just say it. Because in that situation, I have no problem admitting like I'm nervous, I'm scared. Like these guys have huge followings. I know there's going to be some like legit backlash and stuff like that. That's not on them by any stretch of the imagination. I'm the one who messed up and made the poor judgment. So that's not on them at all. That's on me. But still, again, I'm human. I was scared. But Tips, you know, kind of brass tacks, get down to business kind of guy. He was like, you know, this is X, Y, and Z on why we believe you cheated. So I just want to put that out there. He laid it out on the table. I was like, yeah, you're 100% correct. You know, I folded. I saw like big opportunity in this, and it wasn't cool. You know, it's not like, you know, obviously nobody minds 50K, but it's not like I was like starving for it or whatever. It was just, you know, it was just a poor call at the end of the day, and it's nobody's fault but my own. I actually had a few people hit me up like directly after the stream ended, like, hey, did you cheat or not? Again, like, guys, like I'm in the mind state of like kind of panic mode. Like I'm gonna have to do like a lot of, try and do like some damage control as far as like, you know, how am I gonna, you know, admit and present the fact that, yeah, I did in fact cheat. So I pretty much told everybody, no, sans from like a few people who I ended up kind of like talking with and trying to like, you know, think like, okay, like what's the best way to kind of put this out there. And then like eventually after I made that video on Twitter, I would link it to them and let them know like, yeah, you know, I didn't know how to say it right at the beginning, but a couple hours later, this is what I had to say. Regarding the video, the first video on Twitter, like the main thing people seemed to be coming at me were like the last like 1 or 2 questions. So that's kind of like what I was like strictly focusing on in that video. Obviously, you know, like I said, I did cheat multiple times. You know, I did prep too. That's the crazy thing. I did like actually put into work 3 weeks up to it. I did like legitimately apply myself. It just wasn't good enough to win. So like, yeah, you know, if I have like somebody sent me some answers on the side, like, yeah, I'm not gonna cap. I did look at that. It was wrong. You know what I'm saying? It was a shitty thing to do. The only tweet I put out like in reference that some people are like saying was me playing the race card, was just asking people to just stop spamming like my IG or just comments in general with racist stuff. Like, I want to make it very clear, I'm not playing the victim. I don't feel like a victim, okay? I was an asshole, just for the record. So no cards are being played. I'm not playing the victim. I'm just saying we can leave race out of it. You know what I'm saying? If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Your color has nothing to do with that, just so we're clear on that. I'm staying in my bubble, right? I want to focus on me because I'm the one at fault here, like 100%. There's no deflection, there's no blaming, unless I'm just blaming myself or whatever, to be had. Like 100% messed up. you know, gotta display better character, man. I'm not a bad person by any means. Like, so the comparisons to, like, you know, oh, you know, this is on the level of some things that outed abusers have done, or, you know, been outed for over the years and stuff like that, and like just like stuff that just clearly is in another realm or ballpark. Like, that's where you lose me a little bit. Like, I understand I definitely screwed up here big time. I accept all, you know, fault and accountability for that. I'm just saying, like, you know, let's still keep it at least reasonable on that regard. Like, I'm not excusing anything I did. Really, like, in conclusion, again, like, just apologies, man. Shouts to Emily. You know, I talked to her in private. She's awesome, awesome individual. You know, got nothing but respect for her, man. Definitely deserved the win. I'm sorry, it felt like I kind of stole your moment there by me just being selfish. I was just being selfish. I was being an ass. You know, it was a scummy thing to do. You can pretty much anything you want to apply to it, it probably hits the check marks. You know what I'm saying? I just have to legitimately realize, like, you know, everybody makes mistakes. You know, nobody's above making mistakes, but this was a large one, and you know, I'm gonna hold that on the chest or on the chin for a while, like, you know, point blank period. If this is like your first introduction to me, I do promise you I'm a pretty chill, cool, laid back guy. Like, that's kind of like a lot of my content does reflect that. You know, this is a huge miss on my part. That's all it came down to. This was a big miss on my part, and I just have to, like, just do a better job, just in general, you know, especially like exercising common sense, because this wasn't cool. Came off as me being a fake homie, betrayed the trust of a couple people, and, you know, didn't want to hurt the integrity of the show. Probably, you know, didn't help, you know what I'm saying, or I did hurt it. You know what I'm trying to say here. But regardless of the fact, you know, I do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Whether your comment is positive or negative, please feel free to leave it down below. I fucked up. I made a terrible judgment call here. You know, the reasoning behind it is legitimately irrelevant. It was a bad choice either way you slice it. So even if you don't accept my apology, hopefully you understand, like, at least where I'm coming from, and I'll just leave it at that. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and yeah, you guys take care. God bless. Hey, actually, just left the park, and I forgot a couple of things I wanted to address as well. The first thing being, I did have a couple people hit me up after the show was over, and they were like, hey, did you cheat? You know what I'm saying? I, in fact, did tell them that I didn't, because, you know, this was right after the show. You know, I'm still kind of like scrambling in the back of my mind, like, how am I going to clean this up? Because I knew I was in the wrong. I knew I have to, you know, kind of come clean about it and stuff like that, which, you know, inevitably I did. You know, and, you know, not like the most forthcoming at first, but all did kind of come to light and stuff like that. Again, you know, being very nervous in that situation. I remember I linked them to the tweet where I was like admitting I had cheated, just like a couple hours later, just so, like, they knew. But, like, initially, yeah, I didn't really know what to say there. Point number two, people asked, like, you know, how's your mom going to take it? It's very interesting. When I called her, one of the first things she said was like, all right, how'd you pull that shit off? You know what I mean? It's like, she's like, you know, I know you're not a dumbass, but I know you're not a genius either. Like, you know, you need to rectify that situation. That Emily girl seemed really nice. And yeah, 100% she was. I told you guys, shouts to Emily. Again, apologize to her in private as well. And then number three, the other point I wanted to just kind of make clear is the Yu-Gi-Oh thing that people keep talking about. I heard that story years ago from Roy St. Clair. He's a legendary known player throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! The earlier days, and I just thought it was funny, so I just kind of remixed it to myself. That's really all that was. Like, it was just for the sake of comedy. So I think people are taking that one a little too to heart, but, you know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I'm under a microscope right now. But again, just so you know, I haven't locked any of my socials. I haven't disabled any comments. Your critiques and comments and even insults are valid, and you're more than welcome to drop them, obviously, in the comments below. But again, centralized place via this video. And yeah, that'll do it. Thank you for watching. Take care.